Hi everyone, my name's Anne. This is my dog Maya. Oh, she's sleepy. And today we're going to be painting this flower. It is one of a series. I'm doing primary, secondary colors, so I'll put the ones that I've done down here, and then I still have blue and violet, purple, whatever, coming up. I also wanted to note that I am building a website, so stay tuned. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want to see how to paint this, just keep watching. Okay, so for colors, we're starting out with white, red, yellow, blue, and a little bit of mixing, slow dry mixing gel. For our lightest color, it's going to be mostly white with a little bit of red. Our medium tone is just going to be a little bit of white with a lot of red, and then our deep red is going to be red mixed with yellow and blue, and then our shadow / deepest red is red with just a little bit more yellow and blue, which is green. So we're just mixing those colors together. You don't have to use yellow and blue, you can use green instead if you have it. And I'm filling in all of my petals here with this medium red and just starting to block in some colors before adding value. And this is the second red that we mixed up. And then down here is going to be a little bit of a lighter red fading into that medium red color. It's so hard because I want to say pink all the time, but yeah, for this painting it's supposed to be my red flower, so I'm going to try to say light, medium, and deep as best as I can. For brushes, I have two here. I think these are my favorite brushes. I've noticed that I use them a lot. Size 4 angular brush from Princeton Art and Brush Co. It's a really nice synthetic edging brush, and then I'm also using a size 12 Blick Scholastic Wonder White Filbert brush. And for paints, I'm using the Liquitex Heavy Body paints in crimson. I have medium yellow, a deep blue, and then titanium white, and then I mentioned the Professional Slow Dry Blending Gel Medium. Yep, so I drew this out. I used a reference photo from a free photo share site, so I printed it out almost a year ago, and I was going through some old photos and I was like, ooh, this looks interesting. So if I can find it again, I will link it for you. But if not, yeah, I just found it online. Here I am adding some vertical brush strokes to create a little bit of texture and a little pattern. I love that. I think it makes the painting so special, so I've just added those in and keep going color blocking in all of my petals. I do think this painting was probably the hardest one I've done so far. I've loved doing all of them so much, but this one has been kind of a challenge. I've gone in and reworked several of these petals many times. And yeah, it's just a little bit of a challenge, but I did enjoy it overall. I feel like red is a color that's kind of tricky to work with in general though. So I'm just going through, adding in all those colors. Oh, and I mixed up all of my paints this time on my sketchbook because I broke my glass palette, so I need to get a new one. So if you see, I'm holding like a plastic cover. It was like covering a book I had, so I used it as my palette for until I get a new one. So yep, so just blend, 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 and keep filling in all of those petals. And you can see I painted this over a couple of days because my hoodie changes, and then when I'm mixing my paints I'm wearing nail polish and here I'm not, so yeah, it took me a little bit. And here I'm going back into that petal on the bottom, refining the highlight, and then oh, there's my plastic palette. Just adding in, and I like to mix on canvas a lot, so I do like to pre-mix my paints, but then also applying the paint, the medium red and then the light red in the middle of this petal, and then blending them together. I find that it's a bit easier that way for me. And then over here where I'm adding in some shadows, I'm using my edging brush and using that shadow tone that we mixed up just to get in some finer details. And when you're mixing, if you wanted to, you can use a dry brush or you can use wet. I use a combination of dry and wet blending. So you just find whatever works best for you and go with that. So here I'm blocking in some shadows, kind of creating a mini underpainting. So the deep red is a little tricky to work with, so I was just going in and blocking in some of those dark areas in the beginning. And here is some highlights I'm adding onto my petals. This is the lightest red that we mixed up. And here I am going back into some petals, reworking them and adding some final details. And this is the final step of the painting. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this piece and it inspired you to create something. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on future videos. Thanks so much. Bye!